Everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Strength Classroom. Today I'm going to talk about the number one most overrated aspect of strength training. And to me, that is squat depth. I am sorry, but the deeper is not better. All those memes you see on the internet comparing it to like sex, the deeper the better, is ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's so off topic, but whatever. The deeper squat is not better. Does anyone even know why ATG or ass to grass squats exist? I bet you a handful of people don't even know why, or more than a handful. They are for Olympic weightlifters, and the reason they do them is because when they reach the bottom, it gives them the most rebound out of the hole. Now, why do they do this? Because it is very comparable and has a lot of carryover to what they're doing in the clean and jerk. So they're not just squatting that way because it looks cool. They're doing it because it has a great carryover to their actual sport. Now you, Mr. Lifts at the YMCA, if you don't have the anthropometry or flexibility to squat like that, do not try and squat like that. It would be adjacent to fitting a square peg in a round hole. You're just forcing something that's not meant to be. I know a couple of people who have in the past wanted to squat to the point where it looks a certain way, but was that how they were supposed to squat for their body type? No. I find it stupid to force certain squat depth just because you think it looks cool, because that's the way you want to squat. Now, I'm not trying to change your mind on the issue, but I'm just saying if you are squatting a certain way to either impress people or you want it to look a certain way, you don't have to do that because you're just shortchanging your gains at this point. And after all that is said, I won't lie, a really deep squat does look kind of cool, but let's say your goal is maximum strength and you're shortchanging that maximum strength just so your squat looks cool. You gotta weigh out what's more important. And there's also a mechanical problem with squatting too deep. At a certain point, if you're squatting past your flexibility point, you're just mainly losing muscle tension and hoping on rebound to get you out of the hole. Okay, now what are the problems with that? As you get heavier and heavier, the less strength you have in the hole. I keep looking there as if there's someone actually squatting there, but the more you bounce out of the hole, the less strength you're actually displaying and building. So there comes to a certain point when you're just trying to get maximum rebound out of the hole and then fight your way up through the motion. You should be strong through the whole range of motion. This hole is actually where you should feel the strongest because you want to pop out of there nice and set everything up. It's like in the deadlift. If you don't have a good setup, you're not going to pop off the floor nice and put yourself in a good position. Bouncing out of the hole would be the equivalent to bouncing the barbell off your chest and then like catching it halfway and grinding through. Or if you're doing touch and go deadlifts, not literally touching the floor, literally slamming it into the floor, halfway up the range of motion, then continue the movement. Basically, in all three of those examples, the bottom range of motion is never built up, so you're just praying, literally praying for more and more rebound to help get you out of the hole. If you can't see how this is a problem, I don't know what to tell you. So good depth for me is when your hip crease, so the area right here that folds over as you go down, is slightly below or just somewhat parallel to your knee joint. Now, no one's gonna have cameras pointed on you and then you can watch as you're going down, so you just have to know how to feel this. I like to, when like part of my abdominal or oblique area starts touching the top of my thigh, I know that the top of my thigh is somewhat parallel to the floor. The reason I squat this way is because I know, number one, it's a pain-free range of motion. Number two, it's deep enough. I feel my glutes, my hamstrings, my quads, everything firing. It fits my body structure and it allows me to move the most weight possible. And it's safe. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's safe. So that's the reason why I go through this range of motion. Going any deeper would just be silly. I would be doing it to impress others, just to stroke my ego, and it wouldn't fit in line with my goals. And that's what's really important, your goals. Why are you squatting? Are you squatting to see if your ass can touch the floor, or are you squatting to perform the exercise correctly? The ball's really in your court at this point. So let's conclude this video. The most overrated aspect in all of strength training is squat depth. Don't let anyone tell you you're not squatting deep enough if you are squatting to, like I said, with your thigh somewhat parallel to the floor, okay? That is more than deep enough for most of the population. If you could squat deeper, congratulations. If you're squatting deeper and leaving weight off the table, you're an idiot. Not only is this dangerous, like I said, but it's stupid as well. It's just stroking your ego how deep you can squat. Find the range of motion that's comfortable for your flexibility and your anthropometry. And remember, squatting deep was invented by Olympic weightlifters. This is how they used to squat because it carried over to their sport. If squatting super deep doesn't carry over to your goals, you don't have to do it. And just for fun, I want you to rewatch this video and see how many times I said the word deep. It's definitely over 100. So, if you like this video, please click that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Share the videos with your friends if you think they'll like them as well. And as always, class is dismissed. Deep.